Hey guys, it's Bobby, and today we're making a vegetarian dish that is huge on flavor. Roasted curried cauliflower. We're taking cauliflower, roasting it until it's golden brown and delicious, and tossing it in a coconut curry sauce and finishing it with walnuts and raisins. This is an epic vegetarian vegan dish, and you're gonna love it. So the first thing is, I have 1 head of cauliflower here that I cut into bite-sized pieces. Gonna do about 1 or 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then a good teaspoon of kosher salt, a couple cracks of fresh pepper. Now would be a great time to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Let's just toss these up so they get nice and coated. And by roasting these at a really high temperature, they get nice and caramelized on the outside, but we're gonna stop it so it's still al dente or has a nice bite in the middle. Now dump it onto a sheet tray, spread it out, and put these guys in the oven for 25 minutes. All right, let's work on the sauce because it is definitely the boss. So I'm preheating a pan over medium heat. I'm gonna add a shot or 2 of olive oil. Now for the base of our sauce, I'm starting with half an onion, finely diced. And to that, I'm gonna go with about a half a teaspoon of kosher salt and a couple cracks of pepper. So let's cook this for about 3 minutes, then we'll add some aromatics. So my favorite way to break down ginger is to first peel it, and then instead of slicing it, just use my microplane zester here and go back and forth. That way all the tough fibers kind of stay on the outside, like right here. You don't want to bite into that, otherwise you're going to get some serious dental floss action going. And when I lift up the microplane, you'll see it comes through nice and fine there. And then for the garlic, I actually leave the paper on and just grate it. And not only does the paper stay on this side, but it protects my fingers from getting grated. And then when I lift up the microplane, it comes through perfectly on the other side. So this actually saves me time from having to peel and chop the garlic or biting into a big hunk of it. Now just mix that into the onions. We're gonna let that cook for a few more minutes. Now it's time to add some curry powder. Look for one that's bright yellow from turmeric. If you can't find one, just add a tablespoon of turmeric to your curry powder. And here's one really good tip about cooking curry powder, is you actually want to bloom it in the oil. You don't want to just add it to your sauce later on, you want to cook it. That way the oil and the heat really brings out the essential oils and what's called blooms the curry powder. I'm also going to add 1 pinch of red pepper flakes for heat. Oh, this is starting to smell amazing. I wish I could invent that smell-o-vision already and waft this into you, especially if you're on the bus going to work in the morning. That way everyone can smell curry first thing in the morning and start their day right. All right, now I'm gonna add 1 can of coconut milk to the pan. Just stir it up and watch that delicious potion come to life. Oh, those colors are awesome. It's like an edible mandala or something. Okay, now bring this to a simmer and let it reduce by half. I'd say about 7 to 10 minutes. And now would be a good time to add a pinch of salt because that coconut milk is bland. Now that it's reduced by half, I'm gonna add a half a cup of low sodium veggie stock. Low sodium because I wanna control the amount of salt in the dish. Now let's really amp up the flavor of this sauce. I'm gonna take the zest of 1 whole lime, and the lime zest and juice are gonna cut through the richness of that coconut milk and really round out the sauce perfectly. We're gonna add some sweetness. I'd say about 1 or 2 tablespoons of sugar. And the sugar is really gonna balance the heat. It's all about that sweet, salty, spicy, sour thing. This is perfect. Now the sauce still needs to reduce another, I'd say 5 minutes until it's nice and thick, but this is the most important part of the recipe. We have to check it for seasoning. It's really creamy. The curry spices are great, but it needs more salt, needs more lime juice, and it definitely needs more sugar. So 3 for 3. 1 stingy lime I got here, jeez. I want my money back. Check out these cauliflower. This is the definition of roasty and toasty, and that's gonna have so much flavor. All right, so the cauliflower goes into a pan over medium-low heat. Now we're gonna add our sauce and really let it infuse into the cauliflower. Now I'm gonna use a strainer because I don't want those pieces of onions and garlic to come through here. Just take a spoon and push it through. That way all of the garlic and the onions stay on this side here. That just makes the sauce really silky and smooth. So now all I'm gonna do is cook this for a few minutes. All right, now I'm gonna kill the heat. I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup of raisins. The sweetness of the raisins is once again gonna balance the heat of the sauce and bring a nice textural bite to the dish. And then for a little bit of freshness, I'm gonna chop some cilantro. I always like to take my fresh herbs like this, roll it into 1 big cigar. That way my knife blade goes through as many leaves as possible. And the cilantro is just gonna add a nice pop of freshness. Just give it 1 little mix up here. We'll plate it and we'll devour. And to add some really nice texture, I'm gonna add some chopped and toasted walnuts. That'll give a nice pop. And then garnish with a little more chopped cilantro. And there it is, guys. Roasted and curried cauliflower with raisins and walnuts. Hey guys, the cauliflower is roasted, but still has a bite. That sauce is sweet, tangy, spicy, and a little sour, and I'm loving that pop of the walnuts and raisins. This is not only vegan and vegetarian, but it is huge on flavor and really is such a great meal. If you guys want the recipe, it is below in the description box. Let me know what you think of it. Also, subscribe to my channel because every week I'm cranking out new recipes just like this for all my fellow home cooks. If you want to see some more awesome recipes, click below me right now. But until next week, keep on cooking. See ya.